Alright, so we're going to talk about transferable skills, and these are skills that you already have in whatever domain that you currently function. Some of you plan events, some of you are good with organization, some of you are good with communication, and these are some of the skills that you can transfer to this new career as a business analyst. So you might say, what are transferable skills, right? So what are your transferable skills? Communication is one of those transferable skills. Now, most people communicate well, right? But there's always room for improvement, especially with written and verbal communication. As a business analyst, you must be able to communicate clearly, concisely to your stakeholders because you're trying to solve problems for organization, and it's vitally important that you can communicate clearly. You can communicate your ideas, both reports or documentation that you create, or you're having a conversation with people that you're engaging with. It's important that your communication is clear. And interestingly, many of us already have great communication skills. Analytical skills is also vitally important. It is your ability to look at different situations, like piece a puzzle together and find solution. Right, a lot of us, you're able to solve problems. Like you're able to look at different information and analyze them to make an inference. We do that day to day basis. For example, you look at your bank balance today, and based on the amount you have, you are able to then prioritize your needs versus your want and go spend on the need, right? Rather than the want. So those information, the information here is your bank balance, like things that you need, things that you need to spend money on, like your rent, like your electricity bill, your phone bill, things like that. And your ability to prioritize those against want, things that, oh, I need a new shoe, I need vacation, things like that, is your ability to analyze situation and make the best decision. As a business analyst, you're expected to make good decision, and that's why analytical skills is vitally important. Another skill is interpersonal skills. This your I put this simply as your ability to get along with people, to be warm, to be able to communicate with people, to be likable. Right? It doesn't have to be anything technical. It's just like, hey, they see Noah and people like to talk to Noah, share things with Noah. Noah knows his way around people. When somebody is upset, I know how to approach them. When somebody is happy, I know how to approach them to get information that I need. So that encompasses what we call interpersonal skill. Another important skill for you to know is time management. So time management skill is very important for you as a business analyst. Like nobody likes to miss out on deadlines, right? But this happens, right? Your ability to manage your time as a business analyst as you work on different deliverables or work item is important, right? It might be as simple as creating a report or creating a documentation or scheduling a meeting. Your ability to stick to time, right? Or even if things happen and you're not able to meet up, you're able to communicate and manage your stakeholder. You will also talk about stakeholder management here, so they are intertwined, right? So again, you are working with people and they've promised to deliver time. Now, your ability to deliver that thing at that time makes a whole lot of difference, right? If you are not able to meet up with the deadline and people relying on you for that output are not engaged, like they are not notified, like, hey, this thing will not be ready at this time, we better, like, I need a few more hours, or I need one more day or one more week. Keeping them informed about the situation goes a long way for them to also find mitigation for the effect of that. So stakeholder management is very broad. It's about even day-to-day things that we do. How do you manage your relationship with people, with your wife, with your children? So is really about things that involves people's skills, managing people's expectation and not leaving them stranded. This is what stakeholder management is about. You would also see that this is a very important skill in your role as a business analyst. Problem solving skills. Now, problem solving skills also intertwine with analytical skills that I explained earlier. Just a typical example, like if you lose your phone, for example, in your house, you're just looking for your phone, right? You would sit down and think about it at a point like, okay, when last did I have this phone? Where did I walk to? Was I, you would piece this information all together to be able to solve problem. So that's just one scenario. You can reflect on different scenarios where you actually have think about a problem and solution, potential solution for the problem. We do that on day-to-day basis, right? So you're running out of money. What do? You know that, oh, I need to do some work. I need to do extra hours. I need to add value here and raise some money. Or I need to borrow money from some, so different situation would require different type of solution. As a business analyst, because the core of what you do on the job is solving problems for business. That's why they hire you as a business analyst in the first place. So this skill is important, and it works all hand in hand with all type of skills that we've talked about, like analytical skills, stakeholder management as well. Again, the next one is data analysis. A lot of people, get nervous, or they are scared when they hear about data analysis. And in simplest form, data analysis is about just making sense of the numbers that is in front of you. As simple as going back to your bank account, balance we talked about, right? Oh, you have $500 in your account. Your rent is $300. Your groceries and other day-to-day needs is about $150. However, you also want vacation. That will cost $450. Because you've only got 500, should you, based on this information, your ability to analyze the data and say, hey, I will need to spend on my rent and my groceries and day-to-day need first than the vacation, is also a form of data analysis, right? Another example is, okay, you're working in a store. January, they've recorded less sales. Maybe the store made $2 million in different sales in December, and in January they've only made about 1.5 million. Now, data. Remember, December is a month where people splurge on different items. So it might not necessarily be that the business is struggling. It might just be that what you're selling is seasonal, or demand based on the season is higher in December versus January. So your ability to read those numbers and make informed decision is what we call data analysis. In the simplest form, it's not always going to be using R, Tableau, and other complex tools to make informed decision. The next thing is critical thinking. Now, critical thinking is your ability to think about different situations, more deeply than surface level, right? So it's about, again, trying to investigate situation. Oh, there's a situation that has happened. Somebody told you that, somebody told you something, and you're not asking about different situations that might have occurred. Even in very basic life situation where somebody has a disagreement with somebody else and they've narrated their own, story to you. As somebody that wants to be a peacekeeper, you need to think about not just the that one side story. You need to think about other situations, that might have caused that disagreement, and also quiz the other person and think about it. As we know, the world is not black and white. So there are many situations that will come. It's also going to tie into problem solving. There are many problems that will come your way, and you need to think about different variables. What caused this thing? What was the effect? Were there other factors? Are there alternative solutions? right? So that is you expressing your critical thinking. And another key transferable for you is active listening. Like, active listening is such an important skill. Like, for example, a lot of people just engage in conversation or communicate with people, and they don't listen actively. They listen to respond. They don't listen to understand. And as a business analyst, you need to employ active listening skills where you listen for information, for knowledge, before you actually speak and suggest solution or make or choose a position. You need to listen to what the other person is saying. You listen actively for information rather than. So these are some of the skills that you can see that you currently do in one way or the other. But as business analyst and in your role as a business analyst, you need to transfer these skills and develop them for you to function optimally.